points each. So I am 51-21 on the season, picking straight up. By the way, we just take close games and pick them straight up. Alex, 47-25. You're 4 games back. And Jeremiah, you are 44-28. You are 7 games back, but we have 6 wild card playoff games to go through here. We're picking straight up. We'll start with Browns at Texans, boys.
Who wants it?
I'll go first. I'm going to go Brownies. I think one of the things that we've always talked about is defense wins championships, and this defense is really, really good. I definitely think that D'Amico Ryans has earned a mic. Like, the dude has done a phenomenal job his first year there, especially with the rookie quarterback. What C.J. Stroud has been able to do is fucking awesome. But I think they've lost some players, and I think that this is a new element, a new experience. And when you play a guy like Joe Flacco, who's won a Super Bowl, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, man, Houston had a great year, but I think the Browns all the way.
Yeah, I want to take Houston. I'm a big fan. I was rooting for the Jacksonville to lose so that Houston could host a playoff game. Like, I really was rooting for that because I think C.J. Stroud, hot take, he's going to be the MVP next year. I think C.J. Stroud is the MVP of the league next year.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Right? I really do. And so I wish they would, but I think if they could have stayed healthy going into the playoffs, then, if they would have had Tank Dell and they would have had some of their players, Will Anderson could play every snap, right? They've lost too many pieces, and I think the stage is a little too big for them. This is going to be a great learning experience for them. This is going to be a great feather in their cap moving into next year, but Browns have just too much momentum, too much going on. I think the Browns win. I will say if Flacco throws 3 interceptions, though, this game is going to be very interesting, but if Flacco can just deliver the ball like he has been, he'll be fine, but he's the X factor. If he turns the ball over, the Texans will absolutely have a chance.
I think the Browns are favored in this game, but I'm going against you guys here. Here's what I get. Home team for me. I get the better quarterback. We're all very much forgetting about the Joe Flacco we saw the 5 years previous. And we've seen flashes of him, right? He'll throw some bad interceptions. We broke down some Browns film last week, and it was that one throw off to the right side, kind of a 50-50 ball. I could see Joe Flacco on the road throwing 2 or 3 bad interceptions, and C.J. Stroud, if he's as good as you're saying, and I mean, he's definitely a top 10 quarterback right now. I agree with that. I'm going to take, I think they're underdogs, but I will take the Texans to win with a rookie quarterback.
And I love that, Mackey, but you got to remember, when you're in a playoff situation, and I'm just saying this, the intensity goes way up. You feel it the minute you step on that field. And then you look over and see Myles Garrett, and you're like, this dude's turned. This guy knows how much he has to do today to get us to win.
Yeah.
Like, that's a scary thing. And
they rested guys last week, so they're going to be fresh.
That's why
it's going to be a great game.
It's going to be a great game. Super sick.
Okay, Dolphins at Chiefs. I'll take this first because let me pick first at least a few times because I'm winning. You guys can pick against me if you want to. The Dolphins just kind of, I don't know, man. Like, the Dolphins on the road, they feel a little fragile. They've had a couple. They've lost a lot of games against better teams. I know the Chiefs aren't the version we've seen in the past, but I will take the Chiefs to get right and win a home playoff game here against kind of a fading Dolphins team.
Dolphins freeze. They freeze to death in 0-degree temperature. It's going to be
-5.
It's going to be real feel of like -19.
Let's go.
Because not only is it going to be cold, but welcome to the Midwest, Dolphins. The wind blows, and it blows hard. And it's going to be
swirling.
Think 2015. Think 2015 Vikings Seattle. Right?
I'd
like that is going to be the type of game it's going to be.
Dude.
Like cold, awful, miserable, and
27-yard field
I
goal
give the nod to Isaiah Pacheco. Right? I think that their run game, like the Miami's had a good run game. People always were getting on to like, look, they're like the best rushing team. It's like it's all explosives. Like, they're not a team that's just going to like methodically go 4 yards, 8 yards, 4 yards. Like, they're big explosive plays. When it's windy like that, when it's cold like that, the ball doesn't fly quite the same. Like, it's dense. Like, they're not going to be the high-flying offense. I think Kansas City ruins Tyreek Hill's coming home party.
Wow, dude. Booty?
I'm obviously going Chiefs, too. And to be fair, I played in a polar vortex one time in Green Bay.
It's horrible.
And it was amazingly terrible. Like, the field is ice. There is no footing. There is nothing. You're like, dude, I swear to God, if anyone slaps me today, I'm going to fight him. I'm going to fight him so fast because your skin just freezes so fast. My fingers turn to icicles. Like, it's a new world. And then you talk about
Joe Berger after the 15 game had frostbite. on the tips of his fingers as a center because he didn't wear a glove because he was snapping. He had literal, like he said, he didn't get feeling his fingers till like March.
What?
I'm telling you, man. And and you come from Miami and you're coming up to play in that. It's another world. We talked about the Bills.
Your blood's real thin. Your blood's real thin down in Miami right now.
That's gonna suck. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
So we're all going Chiefs there. Okay, Steelers at Bills. This is probably a quick one, right? Steelers,
Go Bills,
no
baby.
TJ Watt.
Go Bills.
Bills
No TJ Watt.
Right.
Mason Rudolph's your quarterback. Like, I'm sorry. Great. Hey, Mike Tomlin.
Nice job.
Hats off to you.
Great
again.
job.
You found a way to make chicken salad out of chicken shit again.
Yep.
Like, hats off to you, dude. But the Bills are back, and the Bills are not the team you want to run into in the playoffs right now.
No. Booty Bills. Right? Okay. Let's go Packers at Cowboys.
Ooh.
I'll go first. Give me the Packers.
What?
Give me the Packers.
Jay.
I'm here for the Cowboys.
Do you know what you're
closing.
doing? Are you willing to pay for this steak and beer?
I know. And I might get this one wrong. But until the Cowboys can prove to me they can get out of the first round of the playoffs and not fully implode, give me the Packers.
Mackey, here we go. We're just going to take a bigger lead. I'm obviously going Cowboys.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry. I think the Cowboys right now, I agree. The Lions game, they should have lost it. But at the same time, they did it. And momentum is momentum. And when you're at home, I'm sorry, CD Lamb.
Jair Alexander's going to lock him down, baby. He's going to go out for the coin toss.
I was going to say, is he going to go out and go, hey, defense? We want to go defense first.
This is probably a bad take. Listen, this is probably a bad take, but we got to make this interesting. I can't just agree with you all the time.
Hey, the minute that game starts, LaFleur's going to be looking at him like, don't move. Don't move. Don't you fucking move.
Just sit there.
All right.
Listen, the Packers have been pretty good down the stretch here.
They have.
They're going to give him a game. And listen, until Dak can prove to me that he can't crumble in the spotlight, and he's done a well job this year, but like some of those games come back and you're like, what's happening? Right? He's shown just enough cracks in the armor that he's not the guy I'm willing to throw the farm behind and say they're going all the way. He can be that guy, but historically, epic collapses, man.
Yeah. Also, too, it's this is from a Vikings perspective here too. It's like this conundrum of should you move off? Be careful moving off Kirk Cousins. Oh man, you might ruin the franchise, right? First of all, that's a whole. You can find all my rants on Purple Daily for that. But the Packers literally moved off Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and 5 minutes later they were better and back in the playoffs.
Yeah. I was almost going to do that as my mic, but I figured you had been tired of talking about it all week, so we can talk about the Vikings train wreck.
We can do
later.
it at any given time in the next couple of weeks for sure. Okay, Rams at Lions is the premier game.
The
on
biggest
schedule,
Everybody's
biggest
waiting
game
for
of the
this.
weekend.
Dude, it's going to be
Stafford,
so awesome.
Going back to Detroit. This is so
They're
tough,
playing
man.
hot, dude. The Rams are hot right now. Hot.
And the Lions have what? Is it one playoff win in 50 years? Like the Lions, until the Lions start to rack up some credibility, you still kind of feel like, oh man, I don't know.
And the Lions, if there's one place they're a little soft at, it's the corner position.
Yeah, and Stafford.
And you've got
is
Stafford,
those
Puka
dudes.
Nacua, the best rookie receiver ever. You can say that now. He was the best rookie receiver ever. Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee.
I'll go first, so you guys can pick against me if you want to. I'm taking the Rams on the road here. I love the Lions, dude. I love the Lions, and I'm actually rooting now that the Vikings are out of the mix and they've done their duty and they've tanked for the 11th pick. I'm rooting for the Lions. But I think the Rams are a different team than they were 2 months ago, man.
Go Booney.
All right.
It's the toughest game.
It really is tough because when
you so hard. The house that Matthew built.
I know. All right, listen. I think this is going to be a great game, and I am so excited to watch this, especially because Stafford coming home is just going to be more electric than anyone knows. But I can't go against Dan Campbell at home. I'm sorry. And I know that Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, but I just think that Aiden Hutchinson, we just talked about it, 101 pressures. Like if you can stop the run and get a little bit of pressure on Stafford and get to him, I'm not saying it's going to be effective because that dude's tough as fuck, but it's going to be your only weapon to stop him. And at the same time, dude, I do think you guys are sleeping a little bit on the Lions. Like their run game, their 1-2 punch.
No one's sleeping on the Lions.
I know.
We
I'm
love
just
the
saying,
Lions.
like
We love the Lions.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm going Lions on this. Here we go. Let's go. Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
I'm going with the home team. I'm giving the home team the nod. I'm giving the home team the nod, strictly because it's home. If this is in L.A., it's a runaway. I pick L.A. But man, I saw like the Detroit ticket price to go through. Like that place is going to be insane.
Yep.
Right. But the only issue is LA is used to playing on the road because every home game is also a road game. Right. Like being on the road, like they don't know what home field advantage is because LA is the worst fan base in America. And so like they're going to go in there. Like the script writers at the beginning of the season wrote this beautifully. Right. Like Matthew comes back to the house that he built to try and ruin the Lions' magical season. But I think as long as they can keep Stafford off the field. Right, and that goes back to your point, Booney, right? The 1-2 punch with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, getting Amon-Ra St. Brown, the football going. But I haven't heard, and I will probably know more today since we're recording Wednesday, the Laporta injury is huge. Like, if he can't go, if Sam Laporta can't go, that's a massive, massive blow to that offense. Like, that could be a difference maker if he can't play.
Here's what's going to happen in this game, all right? So I'm going to win. You guys just sealed your fate here. I'm going to win. The Rams are going to win this game. So, and Jay brought it up. The secondary, Matthew Stafford is going to pick apart that. The Lions are going to have to score 38 points to win this game, right? And maybe it is a track meet shootout. But the Rams are going to beat the Lions. Jared Goff is going to throw 3 terrible interceptions. And Lions fans and the organization after the game are going to say to themselves, boy, everything is in place if we only had a quarterback like Matthew Stafford instead of Jared Goff.
I worry that the Lions are going to talk themselves into a 2017 Vikings scenario where they're like, we have to sell the farm to get a quarterback. Right? We have to sell the farm to get our guy.
You know, another guy that
and
could
move on and move on. And then all of a sudden,
for
here comes
boy.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Here comes Kirk Cousins to Detroit.
Uh-oh.
Hot take. You heard it here first. Heard it here first.
Hey,
Can't wait to
that I could
Purple
see.
Daily.
I could easily see that.
I'm going to move outside, boys. I got the ocean. I got a lake behind me. I'm going to move outside for our next podcast. I'm doing it.
Just say ocean.
You should. You go up there right now.
I'm in Orlando. I'm in a lake. It's actually a lake. Right. Should I go out?
Go up there right now.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay,
While you walk out
Mackey,
there,
tee up.
let's pick Eagles, the fading train wreck Eagles,
all right,
at the Buccaneers.
Who's going first here? Are you going first?
Go ahead. You fire away. Go ahead.
All right. I don't think 7 weeks ago I would have been thinking like this. I mean, I think at 10-1, they looked really dominant. But what's happened to the Philadelphia Eagles over the last couple of weeks has been insane. Dude, I'm not like, it's been a minute. Oh, that is such a pretty picture, dude. My goodness. Look at that palm tree in the back. Look at the palm tree in the back. God, that's such a ding. Ding.
Jay looks winded from walking across the Airbnb.
Right? That was a lot.
It's kind of cold. It's 51 degrees out here, boys. A little chilly.
Oh,
I think that Jeremiah will agree with me. What's happened to Philly the last 7 weeks has been insane and unprecedented. Like, they've just fallen so hard.
dude,
and so
people
fast.
in Philadelphia are calling for Nick Sirianni to potentially be fired if they lose this game to the Buccaneers.
Here's the problem. People don't understand this. Philly is insane about their teams. Like, as insane as you think they are 10 times more worse than you think. And Howie Roseman will not put up with any bullshit. There is zero nonsense. And if he thinks that the people of the city aren't happy, you better believe he's going to be like, these are my people. I'm going to make them happy. But at the same time, you go from the number 1 seed, like the juggernauts of the league, to now everybody's like, dude, what the hell is going on? You guys can't do anything. Turning the ball over, everything's going. Dude, you guys lost to the Giants, and everybody laughed at me when I was like, "Well, I could easily see the Panthers coming out and beating." Who did they play the last game? Panthers were playing
in division. Tampa. Yeah,
they're playing Tampa. I was like, I could easily see them coming out and beating Tampa, and just because it's one more game. The Giants just did that. They literally were like, "Hey, if you think we're going to lose this last goddamn game, you're crazy. We're going to go out and punch these dudes in the mouth." And now it's got everyone turning around going, "What the hell is going on?" Here's an even bigger crazy thing. I'm about to turn around and give this game to Baker Mayfield. Can you fucking believe that? I can't.
You're taking Tampa?
I have to. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
This is juicy.
Because when you see a train wreck in December, do you think it gets better in January?
I know.
I'm just asking you. We've talked about the momentum. You need that momentum. You need to turn around because you're going to get fucking checked week 1 by somebody. And you need to turn around and go, Yeah, we beat the shit out of those 14 teams. Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that? But when you turn around and you're like, oh boy, here we go. We lost to the Giants going into this thing. Like
No AJ Brown. AJ Brown's been ruled out.
Dude, we lost to the Cardinals.
They benched
Jalen Hurts at
halftime of their last game. A game in
and
which
then
they were trying to win.
His finger that's like broken, and it's like, dude, what are we doing anymore? The defense can't stop anything. The whole scenario of one coach leaving and another taking over, and it's just progressively gotten worse and worse every week. And it's like, now you're going to go play a team in Tampa that's won 6 of the last 7. Remember, once you walk into the playoffs, everybody's a good team. Everybody is it doesn't matter. I know for a fact because we played the Giants one year and they were 9-7, and we were like, what a joke. We lost.
Well, the records don't matter. They
don't give a shit. You walked into the dance, dude.
Yeah, you're in the dance.
You're in the party, and you're like, hey, I'm here.
So Booney's got Bucs.
Oh, I'm going
Booney's
Bucs.
got Bucs. I'll let you pick last here, Jay.
Okay.
Everything about this game screams to me the Eagles have to bounce back, right? With a big question mark. And I'm trying to sort of like you look at Eagles next to Buccaneers at any point over the last 2 seasons in a matchup. I don't care if it's in Tampa Bay. It could be literally in Canada for all I care. The Eagles are levels above the Buccaneers at every point the last 2 years. But that doesn't matter. It's what do they look like in the last month? Like you said, dude, AJ Brown, the injury for him. I want to say that the Eagles rise up like the Undertaker for one last choke slam, and then maybe they walk in and get smoked in the second round. Like I'm going to pick the Eagles. I'm talking myself into it, knowing it's probably going to be wrong. But like,
you sound like a Philly fan.
I can't compute Buccaneers beating Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Eagles with less confidence than any game I've picked all season so far.
Oh, this is so hard.
It's a free point for you, Jay.
I know. I don't know. I don't know if the only thing that's making me lean Tampa is there's still some dudes on that team that were on that Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of dudes on the team that were on that Super Bowl run that understand what it took to get there and understood the process in which they went through to make that run. Same can be said about Philly, but I think there's more galvanization of the Tampa Bay locker room than there is division in the Philly locker room right now. So I'm with you, Boone.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'm going to go Mike Evans. I'm going to go Chris Godwin. I'm going to go Rashad White. Like I'm going to give it to those dudes. I think that the Tampa O-line has rose to the occasion time and time again, right? You have Tristan Wirfs, you have Gadecki, Cody Mock, the rookie out of North Dakota State. Like all those dudes have been playing good football all year. They're going to rely on the run game. And I think that if you can get a lead on Philly, they could start to unravel a little bit. I think that's going to be Tampa's like, hey, let's start fast. Let's not let them feel like they can be the Undertaker, right? Hey, you're the same team we've saw for the last 7 weeks, right? Get your ass back in the coffin. Right? I think I'm going to go with Tampa. I'm going to roll with Tampa, and I'm not super confident about this pick either, Mackey. Like I'm not like, but like I think Tampa right now, gun to my head, they got to win.
Dude. Amazing. So wow, we've got some discrepancies here. I like
this is it. Hey, Sirles,
Packers, baby. Oh, Packers are coming.
The Packers, I forgot. Never mind. You're both going down.
The thing I love too is whatever it was 5 years ago, 4 years ago. The NFL has brilliant marketing executives, right? They look around the 12-month schedule and they're like, okay, how can we own like the middle of May? And someone says, what if? So everyone already knows who they're playing. What if we did a primetime special unveiling the order in which they play those teams, right? We'll call it schedule release primetime, right? And somebody in a room said, wild card weekend, all right? It's kind of, divisional weekend is kind of the peak, and then you got conference championship. How can we make wild card weekend more special? And someone said, what if we called it super wild card weekend and put one of the games on Monday, huh? Super, we can own 3 days and we'll call it Super Wild Card Weekend, and I am freaking hooked.
Sold.
That guy got a promotion for sure.
Let's do it.
Dude, side note, totally hilarious. Not really. Maybe TMI. When I went and got my vasectomy this summer, the people told me, they're like, why are you doing this in the summer? I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, there's nothing on to watch for TV. I go, what do you mean? They go, dude, wild card weekend, super wild card weekend,
Masters
booked.
weekend. Yeah.
They go, we're booked like 4 days straight, just slicing nuts.
Yep.
Like, because it's just everyone just wants to sit in front of their TV. I was like, it's a good idea. It's not a bad idea at all. Like, let's just do wild card weekend. So, hey, shout out to all you dads out there with ice on your balls. No more kids. Good for you, man. You made the plunge. Enjoy super wild card weekend. 'Cause I know there's a lot of you. I know there's a lot of you out there.
Yeah,
You're all just told me.
I'm Googling best vasectomy weekends here. And
I promise
trying
you,
to find
super
a
wild
list.
card weekend is going to be the one. It's going to be one. God, this took a turn.
Super wild card
This
weekend.
took a weird turn.
Mount Rushmore. Super wild card
Mount
weekend.
Rushmore?
I don't know if you guys are golf fans, but Masters weekend, Thursday
Masters
through
weekend.
Sunday. Any of those majors, right? U.S. Open, the British Open. Get up early, put some
March Madness.
ice on your nuts.
Dude, the first weekend of
Oh.
March Madness. That'd be
Yes.
a good one, right? First weekend of
100%.
March Madness. What's another good one? Oh, the opening week of the hockey playoffs. There's hockey
just like
every single night,
stacked.
like
Oh,
that's
multiple
fun.
games,
Let's go.
stacked on stacked on stacked. Those would be my Mount Rushmore.
Oh man.